Hello, locomotive tubers, and welcome to my next series, Railroad Tycoon 3, with me, BlueAnkylo. That's right, folks, we're doing trains. So this is a relatively old game. I wouldn't say it's super old. It's not as old as Alpha Centauri, anyway. Can't remember the year it came out, but it's been a while. I had the CDs lying around, and I thought, hey, let's do trains. So, yeah, it should be fun. Now, it's been a while since I've played it, so I'll be doing some campaigns. I think I'll just play on normal for now. If the game gets too easy, I'll switch it up to hard later on, but for now, we'll do this. Also, whenever I change menus, the game will crash if I'm recording, so I'll have to cut and meet you after I click normal. See you in a second.
Well, hello there. It's right good to see you.
I love this guy.
It's supposed to be closed today, but I guess it's okay if you look around. I was down in the boiler room fixing that darn contraption again.
Darn
I know.
contraptions.
That's why they keep me around here. Seems I'm one of the few geezers left that know anything about this old stuff. I thought I'd come upstairs and see who was here. Guess
Thanks,
I ain't
buddy.
gonna get a nap with you around.
I hope I sound like this guy when I'm old.
Right glad for the company, actually. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess you're looking at all them highfalutin display cases. They tell a story of some pretty influential people from the old days. Powerful industrialists they call tycoons.
Yeah.
Pretty name for the bad ones. Reckon it ain't good enough for the honorable ones. They were all men of action, though. You know, changed the world they did. But they all started off same as regular folks like you and me. Oh, you
Rich
think
parents,
you could build
maybe.
an empire of your own if you'd gotten started in them days? Well, why don't you give it a try then? Click on that first display case on the left there and get started. They don't bite. Go ahead.
Alright, folks. So, yeah, the point of this game, if you've never seen it before, is as most Tycoon games, you follow kind of a business and you build things up. In our case, we'll be building train tracks and making routes between cities to make money, and it's actually pretty complicated game.
Right sleepy standing there like
Oh, quit bugging me, guy.
Got enough statues in here. Click on the display case now. Let's get started.
As you may have guessed, these are like the beginner ones, and from left to right are kind of the easier to harder. And there's multiple rooms, and the campaigns kind of get more difficult as we work our way
I
through.
think you're getting ahead of
I don't know how
yourself.
many of these I'll do.
You
It
can
depends.
try one
I
of
might
these
not do them all in
scenarios
order. I
yourself.
might end up doing them all if I have a really good time. It's been
quiet
quite a while since I've played them. Goes all the way up into the future, I think like 2050 or something. So you get to see some cool made-up trains. Anyway, I love these the art style for this stuff. It's really nice. It's cool. And there is one thing we have to do before we start. I have to click on the fan.
Don't touch that. You'll leave a mark.
Come on.
Right, all right, that'll do, Mr. McFeely. Now leave the fans alone.
No.
Dadgummit, I said leave 'em be.
No.
Hey, no habla inglés? Get your groper nasties off those fans.
I love that guy. All right, let's go west. The first campaign. It's been a long time since I've played, so it'll take me a little bit of time to warm up.
This here's about the American West. Well, west of New York City anyhow. You see, the nation hadn't been able to use much of the land west of the Appalachian Mountains because it was just too difficult to move goods to and from those markets.
It's true.
Well, the trains changed all that. Now, the nation had a quick and reliable form of transportation. Go west, the man said. And so they did.
So yeah, apologies for the little crash there at the end. As I said, switching between the resolutions is bad for Fraps. I could use a different recording software, but I like Fraps. Anyway, this is the game, and this is our mission. So the Erie Canal opened to the Great Lakes, to the interior of the United States, to market to the East Coast in 1825. 15 years have passed, and demand in the burgeoning interior is growing rapidly. You've been given a character to connect the industrial East Coast to the blossoming Midwest. So we got kind of challenges here. We'll be going for gold, for sure. The main thing is to connect Boston to Buffalo via rail. The earlier you can do it, the better. So it's 1840 now. If we can do this by 1856, 16 years, we will win the gold prize. I think we'll be okay. This is a fairly easy mission if I remember, but we'll see how it goes. So here's your map. See if I remember all my controls. Start zooming in, scroll the map around. Yeah. So anyway, Boston, this is our target. Oops, pressing buttons. Doesn't have some WASD map movement unless I set it up. So we want to make a train go from here, essentially, to, what did it say? Somewhere up here? Buffalo? Yeah, I think it said Buffalo. Where is my overview? No. Where's my overall goals again? Come on, game. Options, view ledger. Well, this is your ledger. We can do this quick. Have a quick look at this. We'll have to make a company first. We'll go over that. There's 3 characters, sort of competing AIs at the moment. I guess we're playing as Philip Thomas. Possibly could change his name. Oh yeah, we could change his name. Yes! BlueAnkylo. Awesome. And what do I want to look like? Let's see. Nah, not Asian. There we go. We got an awesome beard. Let's go with that. It's awesome. And we just start. Okay, there's the briefing. So yeah, it's Boston to Buffalo. Gotta remember Boston to Buffalo. So our end game goal is to connect track up to there. Now I believe early on it'll be much easier and cheaper to make money by connecting up some of the cities around, well, closer to Boston basically, heading over to the Hudson River. The way the game works, it's kind of difficult to lay tracks through mountains. Like, it's much more expensive going up and down hills. So we got to kind of plot our way out over to Buffalo. You probably don't want to climb through these giant mountains. You want to follow the river, maybe be a little bit cheaper. All right, so first up, we're going to make a company. Come on, don't you lag on me, game. Don't you lag. First thing is company. Also, yeah, there is buildings and stuff. We can actually build some, although it's not often a great idea. But you can see, like, it's a church. It's a textile mill. We'll go over some of how resources and materials move around. It's actually quite an in-depth transportation system, and we'll get over that. So first up, company. Where do I build my company again? Company, start new company. Oh yeah. So, when you're starting a company, you can kind of invest your own money into it, and the more you invest yourself, the more sort of outside investors will help out. So we started with 250,000, about $250,000. Because we invested that, we can get 10 times more in outside investment. That is probably the way to play most of the time, unless you're on like some weird open map and you wanted to start really small and save your money, I guess. You can buy stocks. There's a bit of stock market funness we can get through later on. And company names, I guess, let's go Blue Locomotion. I'll be taking suggestions for names of stuff once I get to the next campaign. So if you have ideas for the next one, let me know. Also, campaign logo, what should we go with? Something slightly blue? There's a lot of these if I remember correctly. Blue Star, the Flying Pigs. No thanks. There's lots of blue with some arrows. It's a lot of little things. I don't know what that is. Kind of weird looking. That looks okay. We can go with that. We're playing American, so we should have some soldier dude. That seems fair. All right. So we've got our company. We've got 2.7 million in cash at the moment. I think the other 2 AIs will create companies fairly quickly. We're going to have to make stations in towns and then connect them with tracks is the main thing. And then buy trains to go across it, of course. There's also a stock market. We'll go through this more as time goes on. Right now, we have the only company, Blue Locomotion. And what's this, if I remember correctly? The share price is $68. We own 4,000 stocks by default. And we can buy them from the what's it called? The market, I guess. Or we can sell them if we personally need money. And you can actually purchase on loans, and it gets kind of cool. It's complicated and cool. There'll be stock market stuff. You can basically put other people out of business by buying their companies and all that kind of stuff. We'll get over that later on. Right now, there's not too much to do. So I think the only smart thing to do to start off a game is to build a train station. So you can create... We also have to make service towers. Yeah, I remember that. So there's medium stations. Well, we'll go. If I put a small station, it kind of connects a small area around the station itself, but it's cheaper. Medium station is larger. Anything that's yellow means that building is directly connected, and they'll kind of transport goods and passengers directly to the station. If it's out of the yellow boundary, then they have to travel to the station on foot or by some other means if they want to use it. Large station, of course, has the largest area. I probably think it's a good idea to start with medium. Although, seeing as Boston, it's a 2-star or almost 2-star city, this will be a high-demand city at some point. I might just go straight up with a large station. I don't know. The trick is also making sure it'll hit rail. You can see the little green rail track just underneath it. You got to make sure there's a clear path to get to like wherever the next city is. I think we'll start with just Boston to Worcester. That should be a nice easy line, and then we'll connect up more after that. So yeah, let's just should I go with large? I can't remember the most efficient way to start. We'll go with large, why not? Try to make sure I've got all the main things. I've even got the port connected, so that'll be good. Alright, then we go tracks. Actually, you know, what I might want to do is... No, tracks. I was thinking I'd build the next station first, but I'd rather go with normal tracks. So you got single tracks, you got double tracks. One thing that's nice in this game is you don't have to worry about trains like colliding into each other. They slow down if they pass each other, but you don't have to have like off-ramps and stuff. It kind of takes care of some of the basic things. I think double track is, generally speaking, twice as expensive, give or take. We can also switch how often we'll build tunnels. Tunnels, it's just like cost saving. Is it going to be cheaper to build a tunnel through a mountain or build the train over the mountain? Same with bridges and overpasses. We'll just leave it on normal for now, and we will connect. So you can also see the gradient of the track here. Red is bad. You want to keep it mostly green to keep it cheaper and quick. And I generally try to make it... I don't mind going around hills just to keep it green, and then your trains will travel faster, and overall it's just better for you. So we're going to continue working our way over here. But you also don't want horrible turns. I mean, if you turn too quickly, you can cause other problems. Let's see here. There's a bit of a hill. We're going to have to go over this hill no matter what, I think. Do that. And then... how do I want to connect up to Worcester? Am I going to go up or down or straight through to Springfield later on? For now, I think I'll head in sort of through this area. I can still connect that up, yeah. What I want to do is build a station in there. And I think this time we're just going to build a normal, either a small or a medium. Small might be big enough. Worcester's not a very big station. Or a very big town, that is to say. Need a little bit more trains. A little bit more train! Houses are kind of in the way here. Oh well, we'll spend a little bit more money in tracks, and then we'll go with a medium station, I think. There you go. We'll spend a bit more money early on to get some larger stations. Can never escape. So now we need trains. The best part of the game, adding trains. So as the time goes on, we'll get better trains and different trains. So lots of numbers here to go over. The main thing is kind of this section is the one I like to look at. This is number of cars at the current 9 ton per car is kind of what is the maximum weight. That will change eventually, and then the grade is how steep it is. So it kind of shows how fast that will go. This is the Norris 420, and it looks like no matter how many trains you put on it, it's pretty good on flat, but it's also horrible with grade. It's kind of the way that works. Or we could go with the Planet 220, which is much worse in general. You can also have a look at fuel economy. So I think just generally speaking, although it's more expensive, the Norris is better in every way. Pretty sure. Although passenger appeal, maybe the Planet looks cooler, I guess. We're going to go with the Norris. And I guess if you went straight freight, you could see the difference. Express being like more passengers and mail. Freight being more heavy things. We'll go with mixed for now. And we will add... Can I go click, click like that? And it will go back and forth. You can change the cargo it will pick up from... By default, I'm just going to let it pick up whatever it wants. And we'll see how it goes, I think. Minimum number of loads. You can set... how many... Yeah, you can change... Here we go. This is the screen I was thinking of. So we're going to max it out at 4 cars, so it goes quickly. You could give it more cars if you want. And you can give it the minimum number of cars full before it leaves the station. For now, we'll start with 0, and we'll just let it pick up whatever. You can also add a caboose, which makes breakdown less often, or a dining car, which makes people spend a little bit more money on food. You'll see. Alright, let's go with it. Bam. Got a train. Alright, so... Also, before I set this train up, before we actually start moving the game, we're going to build a service tower. And I'm going to build it kind of close to Boston. Well, I could put it right in the middle. No, I'm going to build it kind of close to Boston. because I imagine I'm going to have other loops leaving from Boston, because Boston's going to be the main thing, and anything that goes to Boston, I want to go through a service tower. So we're going to put it right outside the station. And also a maintenance facility. You got to have one of these somewhere on your track to repair trains, so you got to pay the money at some point. We can also build some just normal buildings, assuming you can afford them. They're pretty expensive. We'll talk about that kind of stuff later on. Oops, not what I want to do. For now, that's not what we want to do. Let's get to the game. Let's go with normal speed. So we got our first train, right? Where's our train? There we go. So he's loading up with some goods. He's got passengers. And he's off. So you can see he's got some sugar. Should make us a little bit of money if we're lucky. We'll go over how to maximize money later on as I remember. And we got a train. Awesome. I love this game. And the music's amazing too, by the way. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Brighter night options. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. So because it's a fairly smooth track and it's pretty short, the round trip time is pretty quick. We'll make a little bit of money here. 63,000 bucks. Not bad. Now I'm expecting the return trip to be less filled because there's probably less demand for things to go from Worcester to Boston. But that'll work. If I really optimized, I'd build a bunch of tracks right now and pause it. But we're just going to let it roll for a little bit. There you go. A new company started. New York Western. And maybe that means he'll start from New York. Yeah. Not a bad place. In fact, it might be a good idea for us to connect up Boston and New York before too long. Lots of good routes to go that way. So a second trip. Well, first full return trip should be finishing here in a second. And another one. James Fisk has started the Syracuse Northern. Is there a city called Syracuse? Let's see, do we make any money for the return trip? Make me a little bit of money. Okay. 38, so not a whole lot, and you'll make less and more depending on how things go. Oh, this guy started way up here. Interesting. Yeah, Syracuse to Watertown. All right, well, at least we've got our own sort of section of the map to play with. I probably will be heading down to New York fairly soon. For now, let's connect up to Lowell, and we'll add another train on that route. And then I won't have to add the extra things there. So we should be able to just split it and go straight up here. Super easy. Mostly flat. Build station. We'll go with the medium station, I guess. It's good enough. And then we'll add a train. We'll stick with the Norris 420. And again, we'll just do the same sort of route. Now, technically, I could use my one train and go one, and then to one go to whatever the name of this place was. Worcester. Oops. Let's start over again. I could go Worcester, Boston, and then Lancaster, Boston, back and forth, or whatever. For now, we'll just leave it like this. We'll have two different trains on two different routes. And as I said, if the two trains meet in here, in fact, I probably should have put the split closer to Boston. If they meet up, they will kind of stop. But at least I don't have to worry about sort of double tracks and stuff. So anyway, that will cover that route. And let's add one to Providence as well, seeing as that's pretty close by. We'll get lots of early routes out of Boston. I'm probably not doing this the most efficient way, don't worry. I'm not an expert roller coaster tycooner, or railroad tycooner. So we're just going to have some fun, and hopefully as time goes on, I'll remember how to play better. Because I have played quite a lot in the past. Alright, and again, I'll go with a medium-sized station just for now. Because I've got lots of money. And then we add under the train, Norris 420 from Boston to Providence. Awesome. So we got 3 routes. That will also cause the cities to grow a little bit over time via trade. And that'll help stuff. You can see the route. You can kind of see how much oil and water and sand they've got. You need, what is it? Sand is for going up grades. So you need to have that if you're going uphill. You need oil to reduce breakdowns. You need water. Well, it's a steam train. I mean, you need water for it to turn into steam. It's just fair. And the different trains give you a showdown of like breakdown chance. As they get older, they'll break down more often. Stuff like that. No big deal. So we got view trains. We can see our 3. We got this one making the most money from Boston to, what is this? Boston to Lowell, maybe? Oh, no, sorry. That's how much money it's carrying. That's the value of its goods right now. Okay. Stock market. So I can start buying in the other guys with my personal money, I believe. I currently have no money. I'm actually negative 12k myself. Oh, we've done our first year. Awesome. So this will give us a bit more idea of what's going on. So, our company, we actually made a little bit more money than we spent, which is good for the first year. I mean, I could have easily gone way into debt on the first year. And they increased our salary per year, our personal salary, that is to say. You can check this out. So this is a good idea to keep a look at how much you're spending on stuff. The more tracks and stations and trains, the more maintenance. You got to make money. So right now we're making most of our money off of freight, a little bit off of express. Balance sheet, just an overall look at it. What else have we got? Keeps track of your trains if you want. You can see how old they are, sort of how much money they're making or losing. See how the companies, our rivals, are doing. I would say so far we've got way more tracks and we're actually making money. The rest of them, this Syracuse, that's a bad place to start. The New York guy will probably be our main competitor. In fact, I'll probably buy some of his stock. And you can see them. I'm a little bit low on money right now. That's okay. All right. So we got 25 years. Let's do it. All we got to do is connect it, basically, and we'll win. So New York Western, let's buy a little bit of stock. Oh, wait, I don't have actual money. Right, I can buy it on margin. It's like versus the value of the stock I have right now. Let's just buy a little bit. It's been a long time since I played with the stocks. I don't want to get into it too much. Being negative cash is no big deal as long as I have other stocks sort of to keep it going. You can also short sell, but we'll go over that. Stocks are complicated. I don't want to do that right now. So I could connect Lowell to Manchester fairly easily, but I think I'd rather start making the route head towards New York. I think my goal will be to skip down around here and then head up to, I'll kind of follow the rivers up to Buffalo along this route. So something like that. I like to connect cities up if I can. Adding extra little routes. It's probably not the most efficient for your money, but so unfortunately there is some hills through here, and to hit Springfield we actually kind of have that river in the way. Wonder if I can get through this hill without massive horrible gradients. Still going to be a pretty steep little bit here. Well, it's not the best. Actually, that's a little bit better going that route. Yeah, I'll take that. And then from there, we can sort of head down that way later on. I don't want a bridge, though. Can you turn? Bridges are pretty expensive. Can I just... No, can't quite make that turn that I want to make. So we'll have to sort of loop back and then go down. Ah, that'll work. It's a little bit wibbly-wobbly. But let's put a stop here in Springfield anyway. Springfield, home of the Simpsons! Can I just get away with a small one this time? I think I'm just going to get away with a small one this time. It's just a small little town. Alright, good. Now this time I might actually change the route and go Boston, Worcester, Springfield, Boston, or something like that. Just because Boston is the real target. That's going to be the real money maker. So let's go to routes, see if I can remember how to do this. A few trains. We want the Worcester route. Now I can rename these probably. Alright, here's my train. We're going to add... maybe I can just add like this. Bam, yeah, there we go. So we're going to go Boston, Worcester, Springfield. And then it'll go back to Boston. So that'll give it a 3 stops. That should work just fine. Yeah, that'll be fine, just like that. Good. And that way the train is still going through the maintenance facilities. And it'll just pick up a little bit more. If you wanted to get from Worcester to Boston, you just have to go the long route. It'll be fine. Look at this. We're making little bits of money here. Oh, look at this. That's good. If the economy is going up, it's easier to make money. So that's nice. The Lowell-Boston route is the least profitable at the moment. But it's all right. So I think... Unfortunately, this is kind of a dead end. I was thinking I might go Providence to Hartford. I could make a loop. That's not a bad idea either. Then you can do kind of a circuit. In fact, I could have hooked these up. Oh, thanks. Someone gave me 100K. Actually, let's pause it for just a sec here. Someone issued some stocks to make some money. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, I might have been smart to go Boston, Worcester, Springfield, Hartford, back to Providence, and around to Boston. And that would make a nice circular route, which is kind of easier to deal with. I think the fact that this line is red means they're losing money on that track right now. I can't remember. No, that's just enemy track. That's all. Never mind. But for now, I think I will just connect Springfield to Hartford, seeing as I'm halfway there anyway. Although I might need a bridge. Sometimes you can do kind of tricks where if I build a larger station on this side, it'll just connect it all up anyway. And well, I will have to make a bridge eventually. So, you know what? Maybe I should just bite the bullet. If possible, I would rather make a small bridge. So let's do this. Turn here. Can I get a relatively small bridge? Not the best track layout for me. That's lots of red, but at least it's kind of a small bridge. I mean, you can see it's going to cost me 300k just to get across this river. Ouch. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it. Hopefully I'll be better by the next one. Can I not build? Shoot, I actually can't connect up a station because it's too close to this little house. Drat and bother. Well, you get to learn how not to do this in the first episode, because, like I said, it's been a while. Now I can build one. Well, that's too bad, because it misses the meat packing plant. If I go with the expensive one, I can connect... I could build it over here, actually. Connect everything. Let's do it. Let's do it. And we're also going to put a new water station over here. Which side do I want to do it? How am I going to connect my trains up? I think I'm going to make a pure Hartford to Boston route because Hartford is bigger, and then I'll sort of do the next set from Hartford to the next areas. So I won't need those right now. Well, I'll put one in. The service towers are fairly cheap. It's the maintenance towers that are expensive. Maintenance facilities. All right, we're going to add a train for this one. Just in sort of an express. I'm not going to continue the stopping at each one. I think this will be a good line, so we'll add a train and get to it. What I should probably be doing is renaming these routes, because I'm never going to remember. Oh, also back to speed 1. Okay, so we've got. Okay, where's my renaming thing? I thought you could rename the routes themselves. Place locomotive, copy trains, lock camera. We can follow the train if you want while I look at stuff. Look at all this steep hill. Yeah, it's pretty steep on the way out. It's gonna be slow getting out of here. Yeah, you can give different trains different priorities, so they sort of, if you want to make an express route. Remember that much. That's all the stops on the line. I don't remember the exact. That's zoomed in route map. Okay, no big deal there. Going up hills, very slow. At least with just 2 cars, it's not so bad. Oh, end of another year done. I need to pause the game more. I'm gonna fall. I'm never gonna make it in time if I just leave it on normal all the time. All right, we got some more money. We're definitely making some money. Profits are up. Average speed doesn't really matter for this scenario, so no worries about that. We're definitely doing better than the AIs, so no worries there, even though I'm totally being a noob here. And I'm kind of low on money, but that's alright. Alright. Still got lots of time. Let's just pause for a second here. I thought I had a way to rename these things. Oh well, maybe it's no big deal. Okay. Point is, I've got... Where's my routes? No, cancel. View trains. I've got 4 routes right now. 2, 3. That should be fine. The Hartford route. What are you doing? We just made this train. What you got, buddy? 100% full of produce. Cool. Looks like it's got 4 cars worth. I could reset it so that it'll pick up more than 4, but that will slow it down. So it's kind of a balance game if you want to go for that. All right. Let's, I think we'll go Hartford to Bridgeport. And then I got to figure out a way to get to New York without going broke. Because I definitely want to connect up to New York right away. In fact, that might be the goal for today's first episode. Connect to New York. Okay, stop by Bridgeport. This looks a little bit straighter, so that's not so bad. That still cost us a lot of money. Yeah, we're basically out now. We'll build a medium. Yeah, let's put a medium in here. And I am going to need a service tower somewhere in here. Shoot, I'm kind of out of money. Well, we actually can do something about that. There's a couple ways to make more money. Company detail. Now, we can take some bonds. Right now, our credit rating isn't that great. Well, triple B, it could be worse. So that's your interest rate for it. We currently have no debt, so it's not a big deal. As long as we're making money, we can generally issue bonds. Now, there's other ways of making money. If I issue stock, I will get money, but it kind of devalues the current stock. So our stock prices, our share prices are going up right now. And I currently own, where's my personal detail? Company detail, stock market. Well, yeah, anyway, you can see here, I currently own 4,000 of my own company stocks. If I issue stocks, those will be worth less to me personally. But it's kind of a nice way to make a bit of money. Change dividend pays out to people that own lots of stock, if I remember correctly. Buyback stock spends company money to raise the share price by having the company buy the stock back. Issue stock. This will make us not that much money, honestly. It'll add a couple. Maybe we'll just take a bond instead, honestly. How much would a bond give you? 500k for 9%. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Took a bond. You can take lots of bonds. It's fine. You do have to pay some interest on it, but I think it's more important to get our tracks laid, get our early stations built. In fact, it's probably a good idea to build just a whole bunch. In fact, let's just connect up New York to Hartford right now. Let's do it. See if I need any more money to actually build this bridge. It's very expensive. Okay, so this will take us to New York. Now, I could share their track. We can talk about that too. But then you end up paying them for like the right to use their track. And I don't really want to. Like, well, actually, this is okay because I think we can use their station. And then we're barely using their track. And then that way they have a large station. I don't have to actually pay for building a station myself. Let's see if that works. I think it will, actually. Beautiful. Awesome. So now I will lose a little bit of revenue by using like an inch of their track, but that'll be fine. Awesome. That's the way to do it. Now it also lets them use our tracks because they're connected up, but they'll have to pay for the entire route if they want to try that. So there you go. That'll do. I don't have enough money. Shoot, I actually just ran out. Well, let's get another bond. There we go. Now I'll try to be careful with money after that. Alright. Yeah, and we'll even have it stop. Well, no, I don't want it to stop that much. Start over again. I wanted to just stop in Bridgeport once. And it might be smart to make one that goes all the way to Boston as well. Whatever, I'll think about those later on. The main thing is now we can get from New York to Boston. There's not an express. I might make an express later on. But you can get goods from Boston to Hartford and then from Hartford to New York. That was the main goal I wanted for this first episode. And this should be enough to keep us profitable for a fair while. I might go New York upwards, sort of from maybe hit Bridgeport and then head up to Poughkeepsie, and then we'll start heading up to Albany. But this will be very expensive, so perhaps before I do that, I might connect up, sort of up to Portsmouth or something like that, just so we've got more revenue. Is there any other cities? We're technically connected to Edison right now. I might not worry about these over here. I might let the New York guy deal with those if he wants to anyway. But yeah, we are actually making money, so I think we'll be okay. Next episode, I might spend some time going over some optimizing just a little bit. For now, I think we've got a good start. We're definitely making money. A few trains. You can actually, what am I thinking of? There's a way of seeing. Oh yeah, this is cool. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, let's wrap things up after I go over a little bit about goods. So the way the game works is there are sort of producers and whatever you call it, consumers. And the trick is transporting production to consuming, and sometimes there's things that use both. There you go. See, I spent a teeny bit of money for using their station, basically. Not so bad. So they get a little bit of money from me for that. That's fine. So basically, something like alcohol, let's see, do I remember how this works? Has different prices. So up here, it's red means it's expensive? No, cheap. So you could, I think there's probably like an alcohol producing building up here somewhere. If you connect a train from somewhere, generally you want like red to green or something like that. Yeah, this is coal. So there's obviously some coal plants over here. So if you make a route from the red area to the yellow area, you will make a profit on that run, because that means the goods want to get from the red to the yellow. Let's see if there's any really good examples. Here you go, livestock. So a smart route might be from up north, if there's a city up there, down to this area, and you'll make a lot of money on livestock sending it down. And if you're lucky, there's something that wants to go back up there, so you get a good round trip. Like, for instance, paper. So we might, no, that's the same direction. We need something that goes the other route. Maybe there's nothing that's going to work like that. Oh well. Point is, that might be a smart route. So if we close that view off, there's not really any, there's no cities up here, but there must be, I don't know. I guess I could do Waterbury. That might have been part of it. Oh, look at that. That was a lot of money there. Woo! Almost 190,000. Train 3 has broken down. No! Right. How did you break down? Didn't you just go past a maintenance facility? Like, he literally just went past the maintenance facility. Oh, well. The guys will fix that eventually. Although that is going to slow down my trains. Maybe I should have done a double track from here to here. I don't think you can upgrade it. I think I'd actually have to destroy it. And then, well, maybe let's find out. Yeah, I think I'd have to actually destroy... No? Oh, look at this. Bam! There we go. Double track. So that's going to be smart. Yeah, that's the way to do this. Specifically up to the switch-offs. That way anyone meeting up in Boston, where this is where most of the train traffic will happen. Why'd you stop, though? Oh, it was waiting... Something weird's going on here, guys. Okay, hold on. No, no, undo. Just go away. So, who's waiting for who? What's the problem here? Well, I think the point is the double track will help a little bit. Just keep this area a little bit more efficient. Alright. Well, this will be a good point to wrap up. 1842, how are we doing? We're definitely making money. We got lots of miles. Revenue per mile. I don't really pay too much attention to that. The board of directors likes us, so they keep giving us more money. We did spend... How are we doing here? Total revenue went up a lot. I think connecting to New York was the big thing. We're doing... Actually, New York is making a little bit of money now, too. But still, we're making way more. We got the players. I'm still in the hole, but my stock is worth lots, so it's no big deal. I can still spend more of my purchasing power if I want to. And that's it. All right. Well, there you go. A little bit of a rough start, but I think the point is we've gotten a good start to our final destination of Buffalo. We've got a long way to go through the mountains, but we need that revenue so we can actually afford the tracks to get there. I think next episode I'll connect up a bunch of these little towns. Maybe work my way up to Poughkeepsie. Probably won't worry about those. And yeah, we'll start doing a little bit of optimization. I'll figure out where my... There's a way you can see... This is all of your current trains. And you can see kind of how much money the route's worth at the moment. This train is out of water. So I might need to add a supply thing. What's it called? Station service tower. I can add one of those around here. That will probably keep... It's a long... I think it's because it's a long route there. Actually, I should make one by New York, to be honest. There we go. That will help. All right. Anyway, enough. Time to end episode 1. So I hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, this is kind of how it'll work. We'll work through this campaign. This should be fairly easy, and then we'll see which one comes next. So thanks for watching, folks. I hope you have enjoyed, and have a great day. See you next time for more trains.